All right, I am very excited about this video. We're going to be talking about, I think, one of the best areas in the entire Seattle area, Issaquah, Washington. What it's like to live there, things to do, the schools, where to go, where to hike, where to boat, just everything you need to know about Issaquah, Washington. So stay tuned. What's going on, everybody? This is Jackson Ray Wilkie with the Real Agent Now Group right here in Seattle, Washington. If this is your first time to this channel and you want to know what it's like to eat, live, sleep, work, play right here in the Seattle area, make sure you tap that subscribe button and click the little bell so you're notified every time I do a new video. And yes, we get phone calls every single day and emails and texts from people moving and relocating here, and we absolutely love it. So if you're even thinking about moving, relocating anywhere in the Seattle area, make sure that you reach out and give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, or even send me that Seahawk, however you want to get a hold of us. We got your back with moving to Seattle, Washington. All right, so I'm going to bring up the map. I'm going to be talking about, 10 things to do and the schools and where to eat and the lakes. And most importantly, when I think Issaquah, like I love this freaking area with all of the hiking. This is an old mining town. There's a lot of history here. There's a lot of things to do. But I love the outdoors. I love swimming. I love hiking. I like, fishing, hunting, all that stuff. And this is going to be one of the best areas for all of that. So if you're a nature seeker, you want good school districts for maybe if you're bringing the family, you want lots to do, and you just want the beautiful scenery, Issaquah is going to be probably one of the top destinations. So in order to do that, I'm going to jump right over here. All right, so here we are, and we are zoomed out quite a ways. You can see this little red border here. This is the Issaquah area. Now, the reason I'm zooming out is I want you to just see, you've probably already done some research. You've seen on the map how close it is. Directions right now, it is 9 o'clock in the morning. So if you were to head to just downtown Seattle, 19 minutes. So it is not far. And, if you're going to be hitting traffic, it's going to obviously take you a lot more time. You do have two routes. 90 is the most popular because, like I've talked about in a lot of videos, there's no toll on it, but you can head north, up and around. So maybe you're working up north, Seattle, whatever, or, a lot of people are working just right here in Bellevue or Redmond, some of these big areas, and then you get to live in all the nature and like what Issaquah has to offer. So you're like 10 minutes away from Bellevue, if that, 8 minutes, and then same with Redmond. So if you're going to be working kind of east side, this is going to be probably one of the best areas for you. So that gets us out of the way there. I'll get these directions out of there. So the first thing I want to talk about with Issaquah is, again, it's historic. Like this area, you can see all these mountains. We're going to be talking in depth about this. This is what brought people here, 150 plus years ago, was mining, logging, all of this. So that has actually opened up a lot to, the hiking nowadays and stuff. But so what I'm getting at is the history's there, right? So as we zoom in, the first thing about Issaquah, you have Old Town right here. There's museums, everything, which we'll talk about. But number one, like the Village Theater is really, there's a lot of arts here. There's a lot of farmers markets. Art just really pours. Like on the east side, not including Seattle, coming over to the east, like I really feel Issaquah kind of boasts a lot of the creativity, the art scene and stuff like that. So if that also intrigues you, you're going to find it here. So number one, you got the Village Theater. You can see the rankings. People absolutely love going here, watching shows and stuff. And it's in the Old Town District. So you have this art scene, you got the old downtown scene, and then here's the second thing. I love Lake Sammamish State Park. So I am going to just talk about it real quick as you have Lake Sammamish. We've talked about Redmond and Bellevue and all these areas, but Issaquah right here with the coolest little downtown scene, you have the state park. This is 512 acres. There's 7,000 feet of waterfront here, beaches. So the thing you need to know about the state park is you have Issaquah Creek right here. So I'm actually going to go to the satellite view because it's just gorgeous. You can see this creek right here. Salmon run through there. We'll talk about that too. The west side of it, this is going to be, basically, if you're coming, you want the picnic tables, you want the bathrooms, you want the ball fields, the parks, all that. This is the side you're going to be going to. Um, this is where all the swimming is. You can see these Sunset Beach is obviously very popular. And then the east side of Issaquah Creek, this is going to be your boat launch. Why that's super important? Well, if you like the water sports, and you're not going to be living on the lake like all these fortunate people here, who have their own dock, you're going to have to launch your boat somewhere, and Issaquah allows you to do that because there is a boat launch right here. Wakeboarding, water skiing, or just taking the pontoon boat out, cruising the lake and seeing, all the houses out there and just the beautiful nature. That's what I love about this. So you got the parks, you got the boat launch, and that's really for boat launches. I mean, you have a little one. Right here's the Beaver Lake boat launch. So you have a little Beaver Lake right here. More like the fishing, paddleboarding kind of stuff. But as for big lake launching boats, right here is going to be your joint. If lake living, your own dock is what you're looking for, we can definitely help you find those. We got some killer houses that you'll have your own dock. You don't even have to worry about boat launches because boat launches can get pretty packed up. Northwest summers around here are busy. People come from all over, so you just have to keep that in mind. So we'll go back to the normal view here. Okay, so I was talking about it earlier about the salmon coming through here. The logging, the mining really kind of damaged a lot of these rivers, which was unfortunate. But the friends of the Issaquah Salmon Hatchery right here, this is an incredible hatchery. You can see the ratings on that as well. A lot of people come and see this. You can see the salmon. And if I zoom in, you can see, Issaquah Creek goes all the way. I love the outdoors. I love fishing, hunting, all that kind of stuff. And this, we really enjoy just going and being a part of this, seeing it. They do a lot of really good things to up the salmon numbers. There's charities and stuff that really help this too. So if that's something you want to get involved with, you can. But it's a really fun thing. Actually, a lot of people will come and just watch the salmon. You can see them jumping up out of the water and stuff. It's really cool. Again, look, you got the old town. This is where we were just talking about the theater. And right through town, you have the creek. So, a lot of nature, water. Really cool. Okay, so another fun thing that you can do in Issaquah is right here south of Lake Sammamish again. There is a zoo here. Now, this is a really cool one because they took a bunch of animals that were basically going extinct. So, there's Bengals there, a lot of different, birds of prey and stuff. So, this is a really cool zoo. It's like 11 acres, so it's not like the biggest zoo ever, but you have that there. It's really fun. Obviously kids love it. Again, you're right on the south end of the lake, so you have all this like things to do right there, just outside of town, right by the living. And the zoo definitely provides a lot. It's just fun. We go there all the time, and the kids just love it. So now we're gonna kind of bring it out. Like, what is Issaquah? And you can see these mountain ranges here. So like behind me, this is actually a picture of some drone footage we got, literally overlooking. So when you get to the top of these peaks right here, this is the views you have, and why Issaquah is literally in this valley. It's a valley. And so the first one is Tiger Mountain. So Tiger Mountain is really like this whole, you can see state forest here. It is this whole thing. There's 6 peaks in here, literally from Cougar Mountain, Squawk Mountain, all the way around the Pupu Trailhead. We're going to talk about that. But Tiger Mountain, if you want, you can see all these hiking trails all over in here. That's why, Issaquah is just such a highly destination area, is because of the nature of the hiking. But the living is here too. You can get into some of these areas up in the valley and live up in these mountains, but yet just be minutes from downtown, and have incredible views. So again, Tiger Mountain is just kind of the center of all of these points here. But the Pupu Point Trailhead right here, this is the trailhead that goes up to the top. Now, this is something that has been logged. It's cleared out. You can go up there and see hang gliders. There's this big, flat, open area, and they will literally go up on this peak and run and jump off and hang glide down there. So that is very popular in this area. And this is just kind of the start of the trail. You get up into any of these 6 peaks, especially like Squawk Mountain here. This probably has some of the best views. 360. Obviously you can see down into Issaquah, but you can see over to Bellevue, and you can even see the skyline of downtown Seattle. just breathtaking. And then if you want to like go up into, you know, hiking a little more family friendly, like this stuff's you can find some really good 6, 8, 10 mile trails that can push your limits. But like the Cougar Mountain Regional Wildlife Park right here, this is going to have a lot of the, you know, some tougher trails, but a lot of easier trails, picnic benches, and you know, some historical signs and stuff that's really fun for the kiddos. Again, I always say kiddos because I got 3 of them. This is what we absolutely love doing. So you got some of these that have the parks. You got some of them that really provide a lot of challenging hikes, and then you got areas that you can go hang gliding off of. And then again, you're literally right down here. Remember, I mean, if we zoom out, it's 19 minutes from Issaquah to downtown Seattle. So you're talking these trailheads. In fact, here's 2nd Street right here. I'll just go ahead and show you. Here's 2nd Ave. Like some of these come right off of downtown. You can take some hiking trails right out of downtown up into these forests. You can see these squiggly lines. What I love doing is just kind of showing the views of this. So if I get out of 3D and it brings it down, you can see these ridge systems. I mean, you're coming right up out of downtown and living with some of the best views you'll find in all of Seattle, I feel. So let's talk about that real quick. You know, we've covered all these points. When you talk about downtown, you have museums, you got a trolley that comes through here, and there are some killer restaurants. So if you're a foodie too, it is definitely there. I'm going to get out of this view. I'm going to show you where all the restaurants are in Issaquah. So this is Gilman. Actually, the funny thing is, this used to be called Gilman up until the turn of the century, then changed to Issaquah. But Gilman Boulevard hosts some of the best restaurants that you'll find. There's a bunch of them right along in here, and you have just so much to do. And then you have kind of a newer side over here. This is the Grand Ridge Plaza, and you've got your Dick's Sporting Goods, you know, kind of the shopping mall style, all right here. There's a lake right here that you can walk around with a trail, the Highlands Lake Loop. So very green and a lot of nature. But if I zoom out to show you again, here's Old Town, Gilman. This is where all of those restaurants I talked about are. And then your newer side, the mall, is right here. Schools, there's 16 elementary schools here. All of them are top ranked. And then there's 6 middle schools and 5 high schools. There's main high schools like Issaquah High School's right here. Great high school. And then right here you have Skyline High School. So this kind of pushes up into the Sammamish area, but Skyline is one of the top ranked schools for high school right there. But yeah, Issaquah High School right downtown. So you have lots and lots of options for schools, and literally some of the top ranked schools in the entire state of Washington, some of them even being in the nation. So you really can't miss with schools in this area. And now we'll talk a little bit about, you know, what's going on, what's for sale. Again, I wanted to kind of show you, if you're going to buy, you know, this giant 5-6 bedroom house you want for the entire family over more towards Seattle and on Lake Washington, like it is going to be $10 million. You know, it's just going to be incredibly expensive. But these are the areas over here where, I mean, you can start getting 5,000 square foot houses for, you know, $1.5 million, $2 million. And you can see some of these lots right here. You're looking at, I mean, views for days down here. And here's basically a mansion for under $4 million. And I'm talking big numbers here, but that's the difference. I mean, this stuff over by Lake Washington, you're talking 10, 15 million. And I mean, this place is really growing. So we're starting to see, you know, equity building in a lot of these places. But you do have condos, townhouses. If you want to be closer to downtown, this whole Old Town, we're seeing so much. You can see right here, 3-bed, 3-bath, you know, 760, you know, brand new construction. These are going to have 9-foot ceilings, custom appliances. So there's a lot of new construction going in the town. But I think what people really enjoy is, you know, the Issaquah living is getting up into the hillsides here and being minutes from downtown. And that's what we see a lot of people really enjoying. Then right out your back door, you can literally go up and do hike, you know, get into some hiking and stuff. But the other area we're seeing a ton of new construction is the Cougar Mountain. You can see right here all these like 4 units, 2 units. This is where they're building like crazy. You got views for days. Again, we'll go to the map. We're actually right on it here, show you. This is actually what we're taking. Like the scene behind me is, you know, drone footage from in here. So all of these neighborhoods right in here. And the cool thing is once you get up into these hills, there are some flat roads. So you're not always worried about like these big hills, you know, the basketball rolling all the way down the hill, or bikes. Like they pop up and they do a good job of winding these roads to where they're pretty good, long and flat. So then with that Cougar Mountain, you know, I love golf. This is actually an incredible golf course right here. I've talked about it before, but this has views on it. You're up in the mountains on this. So living close to this, super, super awesome. You can literally see downtown Seattle on some days, on clear days, but you're going to get views of both lakes. Um, Really, even if you're not like going to live in this area, this is a golf course if you like that you got to go hit up because the views, I mean, it's just so worth it. But there is actually some killer living on it. I love golf course living, you know, so there is that option there. So as you can see, it's pretty tight living in here. I mean, you have the valley living. You got Issaquah Highlands over here. You can head north up into Sammamish, you know, and be close to all this, and Cougar Mountain. So there's not as much housing here because it's just so beautiful and all these trees. I just think that Issaquah is one of the best areas. I mean, you got top schools, which always boasts, you know, safety and equity building. Like whenever we have really good schools in areas, the houses seem to go up. So getting into these areas is always beneficial for, you know, maybe if you sell in 5, 10 years or something like that. The other thing it provides is just community. I mean, you got all the art scenes, you got the downtown scene, really fun little downtown, and then you can get out into the mountains minutes away. So it really provides everything. Plus, it's got a boat launch. It's got Lake Sammamish. I absolutely love this area. If this is an area that interests you, then, you know, we can help you find your dream spot there. But anywhere in the Seattle metro, I don't care where you're thinking about moving. That's what we're here to specialize. We need to figure out where you're working, where you need to be next to, and what your lifestyle is. We're the pros at that, and in order to do that, you got to reach out to us. You got to give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, or even send us that Seahawk. However you want to get a hold of us, we got your back when moving to Seattle, Washington. And until our next video, we'll catch you later.